I know we're having girl talk, and this is for all the girls out there, but let me talk to Black women for a moment. Let me talk to us for a moment. Now, I'm from Oakland. If you're from Oakland, Detroit, New Orleans, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, the list goes on, Memphis, the list goes on and on. Hello friends, welcome back to Coop. Coop is a place where we talk about travel, luxury, lifestyle, and everyday entertaining. I am so excited to come to you today because I'm going to do kind of a chit chat as I put my makeup on today. I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've talked about in many of my other videos where I've talked about how to really enjoy yourself in the workplace, how to, so many people get on YouTube and they talk about toxic work environments and they talk about, negative issues that come about in work environments. And I have experienced those before as well. But if you are going to each and every job as you move around in different workplaces and you're having a bad experience, baby, it could be you. You take you everywhere you go. And so I want to talk a little bit today about that and how to enjoy yourself in the workplace, how to love your work, how to get along with those that you work with. And why that's important. It is important because it really impacts your ability to earn. It impacts that coin, right? It impacts your wallet. The better you get along, the more money you'll make. So let's talk about that. So let me start off by just doing a little skin prep here. I'm going to use a little bit of the Mario Badescu facial spray. And this has aloe, herbs, and rose water. I love anything that smells like roses. And this is relatively inexpensive, but it just gives you that spa-like treatment. I've already washed my face and cleansed my skin. So now I'm just kind of prepping my skin a little bit before I put the makeup on. But I love this stuff. It just gives you that, it smells like a spa. It gives you that spa essence. Makes you feel really, really good. And I know I'm going to use a little bit of The Ordinary. Let me tell you something about this. I'm probably about halfway through this. Since I've been using this, I really can see the difference in the texture of my skin and also the evenness of my skin. And I still have, some evenness issues and hyperpigmentation, just from a couple of things. One, genetics. I noticed that my hyperpigmentation comes in the same way that, my mother had her hyperpigmentation. And then other things come from, scarring and other things like this here. I know is a scar from a pimple that I had there that I didn't properly care for. And I'm noticing, just some fading in my hyperpigmentation as well as texture since I've been using The Ordinary. It's really, really good. And I know that with continued use, I'll have the cumulative effects of that. I'm assured of that because I see the difference already. So I'm just gonna put a touch of this here on all over. But yeah, the workplace is where we spend a lot of our time, and a lot of time in our chosen profession, It's where we have decided to place our time and talent, because hopefully you're in a career where you like the work and you are committed to whatever the mission is that you're trying to fulfill in your life. So if you're an educator, you're educating young minds. If you're an attorney, you are helping individuals in some way. If you're a medical professional, for me, I work in the INGO space where we help people that live in impoverished countries and low-income countries. And that is very important to me in terms of building communities so that they can support themselves. And so that is something that I have committed to my life to. And so we hope that you already are working with a mission. So I think that really is step number one, is making sure that you're working with an overarching, I guess, mission in mind. I think that that's super important. I'm going to go simple today. And you can see this is almost gone. I've used quite a lot of it. And this is something that I love, love, love. This is the Clarins Double Serum. I absolutely love this stuff. And while I'm letting that soak in, because I like to let each item do its job and soak in, that really, I mean, you can definitely follow this with a moisturizer, but you don't have to, because it really, you feel like it's just completely hydrating, you know, your face. And you might be, if you're new to my channel, you might be wondering about my eyebrows. My eyebrows are microbladed and shaded, so they are not already drawn on. That is just how they stay. All right. So while that's soaking in, so that's the first thing I think, is that whatever your profession, because here's the truth about it. You know, we hear a lot about entrepreneurs, and I actually know, because I'm such a self-driven person, I'm such an organized person, I'm a highly productive person, that I would actually make a great entrepreneur. And so I think that one day that is in the cards for me. But the truth of the matter is that everyone does not have that kind of drive. And so while they talk about, oh, entrepreneurship is the way to go, it is not for everyone. If you don't have, and please hear me, there's no way that's better than the other. But if you are not made up to be self-driven, productive, have the ability to govern yourself, if you kind of need those guardrails and that sort of thing, you probably need to work for someone else. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no harm in that, because I'm going to teach you I'm going to talk to you about how to be earning your best salary, right? And also your own personal fulfillment. It's both. So that has kind of soaked in pretty much. It looks so good. You see how that's glowing? Oh, I love double serum. It's so good to me. So this is a new product that I've been using. This is the 5 Stars Eye Cream by Sunday Riley. And I really like it. I haven't been using it long, but I really like it in terms, I like the texture, and I like the results that it produced, and I like the applicator. So the applicator, as you can see, has that kind of shape. And so it's really easy to just go up under your eyes with it. And I'm pretty liberal, and I usually put on, because I'm a woman of a certain age, put on 2 coats sometimes, especially at night. We'll see how 1 coat does. I'll rub it in. I'll let it sink in to all of those fine lines and wrinkles and just plump those right up. And then I will maybe put another coat after that sinks in. We'll see how it looks. Sleep is important, folks, because I'll put a little across the top so that my eyelids are not so crepey and they get plumped up as well. older you get, the eyelids get a little bit, they're not as smooth and tight as they used to be. They get a little crepey. Yeah. If you're over 40, you will start to notice that. So I'm gonna let that sink in. I don't want to be all over the place with this video, but sometimes my mind can be all over the place, especially since I'm operating with no script today. I'm just talking to you. We're just having girl talk while we're doing this makeup. And basically, you know, one of the things that I was saying is that, you know, mission driven, it should be something that's in your heart. And that does not mean that you don't have multiple things that you're passionate about. I have multiple things in my life that I'm passionate about. This is one of them, so that I know that I can work in this field because I am passionate about, you know, this particular thing is one of the things that I'm passionate about. So that's enough on mission. We know that it needs to be there. Oh, I was talking about how you really, everyone is not cut out to be an entrepreneur. And I think it's okay to say that. I think that people have not been entirely honest about that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that. And I'm sure there are some voices out there that are talking about that. But it is important to know yourself, know how you work. Some people think that, oh, I just want entrepreneurship because, you know, the benefits of it. I want the freedom. I want this. I want that. But what you don't understand is that when you are entrepreneurial, you pretty much work every day. You know, you really have to be self-governed and you have to be pretty disciplined. You have to have the ability to self-govern. You still need to go to bed. You still need to get up in the morning and work. Yes, you can take a nap on a Tuesday afternoon if you so choose, but you have to be able to set goals for yourself and be able to work towards those goals and to assess yourself and all of the things that happen in a regular business. You should be able to do that for yourself in terms of giving yourself a review, looking at your financials, you know, and the list goes on and on. You know, looking at your HR saying, hey, you need a vacation. So all of those things matter. Okay, so this has pretty much soaked in. Oh, I really like the way my skin feels with that Sunday Riley after that goes on. I think I'm gonna do another. I have big bags right now. I haven't been getting the amount of sleep that I need to. And so I think I'm gonna put just one more, maybe a little dot of a coat more of this. Now let's talk about the workplace and workplace dynamics. I think I'm gonna go marshmallow though. NYX marshmallow, which has that kind of consistency, and I'll put it in the primary places that I need it. Let's talk about how you earn more money, because I know that that's what everyone wants to hear about. I wish I had had someone to really tell me this, because I think the messages that I got when I was growing up, things like gotta work very hard. I'm gonna say messages that were said and unsaid. Work very hard. I'm just picking out some makeup items here. You have to be, you know, the highest, the one that accomplishes the most. None of that. It's not a meritocracy. I'll just leave that right there. Who gets paid the most in any company is not a meritocracy. Once you realize that fact, the better off you will be. Once you stop and take a look, who are the top earners? Who are the people that are getting all of the opportunity? Who are, just stop and think about that in your own workplace for just a moment. And yes, I'm the first to admit, much of that can be due to the color of your skin. It can be due to your gender. It can be due to who you know. But here's how I have been able to rise through the ranks, and I could have done it sooner if I had gotten out of that, off the hamster wheel of hard work faster. This is good girl talk. I'm gonna put on a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray. And then I think I'll do a little underpainting today, especially because of these bags. So I'm gonna start with, hate to use it, but I bought it and I'm gonna use it up. But I'm not buying nothing else from Tarte. I'm not buying nothing else from Tarte, but I'm gonna use this up since it's already bought. Okay, it's almost gone, so this is it. So I'm just gonna start in the corner. And this is the lightest shade of concealer. Okay, so I have my concealer on, and while I'm allowing that to sit, as I was saying, there are a lot of things based on, I'm going to use a little bit of this. This is Fenty Beauty. This is actually a foundation, the Pro Filter foundation, soft matte long wear, but it's definitely a little too dark for me, and so I'm going to use it as a contour, just slightly too dark. So it's going to be a very gentle contour. And I was trying to ascertain the color so I could say it, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see what that is. My reading glasses, that is. I have contacts in, but all right. So I'm going to use this as a very soft contour. You can see it's just a little bit too dark. So I'm going to set that in as my contour, right? I enjoy underpainting because you really can see things shine through in your makeup. But as I was saying, so, we know that there are all of those isms out there, and they are real and they exist. And I will say, if you feel that you are being treated unfairly because of those things, it is important that you speak up, and it is important that you say something about it. I tell all Black and brown women and women of color in the workplace, if you feel like this is happening, create a gumbo in HR. If enough people speak out, and this is going on in your workplace, it is definitely important for each and every person to stand up and speak out so that something can be done about it. If something can be done about it, if the organization is unwilling to do anything about it, that might not be the organization for you. If you're in an organization such as myself that can hear those things and take action, immediate action, and also is very sensitive in that way. Our chief people officer is a Black woman, and our organization is very sensitive to any things that we talk about and any things that we stand up and say if we experience any of that thing. So any of that type of thing, I should say, and they take immediate action and immediately rectify situations. So all of that aside, we know that that's important, but all of that aside, let's talk about just humans and human beings, and everyone you work with is a human being. And so with that said, here's how you make your money. Yes, you need to be knowledgeable in your field. I do believe in success being where opportunity meets preparation. Yes, you need to do a great job. You need to work hard. You do need to do well. You do need to exceed and excel. You do need leadership skills. Some of us have that naturally. Others of us need a little bit of coaching and a little bit of help on that front. And that's okay as well. So with all of that said, that is not enough to advance. Here's what advances you: being kind. That was my drops mic. Being kind, human decency, talking to people in a kind and gentle manner. I know we're having girl talk, and this is for all the girls out there, but let me talk to Black women for a moment. Let me talk to us for a moment. Now, I'm from Oakland. If you're from Oakland, Detroit, New Orleans, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, the list goes on, Memphis, the list goes on and on. You gotta learn to be a little bit more vulnerable. The ability to be kind, the ability to be loving comes from the ability to be vulnerable. All of that bravado, all of that street, all of that you gotta square up, all of that strength or pseudo strength because you never had anybody to protect you properly, because you were mishandled. All of that, you have to leave that if you want to make more money. Leave it behind. If you are a pleasure to be around, if you are a joy to work with, from both your subordinates, those people that work under you, to your peers, those that are lateral with you, to those that are above you, kindness. How does it help you earn more? When you're kind, people want to do stuff for you. That's key in the workplace. I used to do everything myself because, not that I was mean, but I was harsh, and I'm just getting this done. I'm going to get this done. I had that kind of I'm going to get this done type A thing going. As soon as you soften it a little bit, as soon as you do that, what happens? Your staff wants to make you look good. They start to work even harder and do even more. Those above you want you at the table. They want you in certain rooms. They want you in certain meetings. Because you're gracious, because you're kind. You think it makes you soft and you have to stand up and you have to square up with men. No, you can bring all of your femininity into the workplace. doesn't make you look less intelligent, doesn't make you look less capable. Just having that touch of kindness, just having that touch of consideration for the other person makes all the difference in the world. And you're going to find that you're going to start earning more and more and more when people start considering who should get the promotion, when people start considering who should do this or that. It's going to be you, my friend. It's going to be you. I'm going to start blending this out because I think that it has probably dried enough. Oh yeah, that's going to look good. Now with underpainting, initially it looks so stupid. It's not until I'm going between where I put that contour and just hitting that line. I'm not hitting that contour just yet. I'm gonna come back and get that. It looks stupid at first, but as you keep going and you keep blending, it begins to come together. What helps that to look so good in the end is the reason you let that dry a little bit, I should say, is because it becomes more like a paste and it really just spreads beautifully, but also kind of stays in place. And when you earn more money, you're able to do more for your family. You're able to do more for yourself. You're able to experience really that abundant life. And what you will find is that you're enjoying your work more and you're enjoying your workplace more because you're different. So many times we think that all the outside factors make a difference in how we feel. They don't so much. How you feel is up to you. How you feel is up to you. You create your own life and you create your own, you create your own way of you create how you feel about yourself every day and how the day feels and how the day goes. You create that. Your response to things creates that. When a problem arises at work, how do you respond? Are you the person that solves it? Or are you the person that creates more energy around it? Here's what I mean. Some issue, some problem comes up that needs to be taken care of. See how that looks crazy right now? Bear with me. Some issue or problem arises right at work. That is satisfactorily blended. I'm gonna do another spray of the Charlotte Tilbury spray. There we go. And then I'm using, this is my favorite foundation right now. And I have a few other foundations that I've heard about. It's getting low too. That I want to try, but I'm telling you, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, it's a good one. It's a real good one. I'm in the color, can I read it? Lord, I'm telling you, the older you get, you start playing trombone, Ooh, child, I can't read that. I'm trying to read the color. I know it's 15. I can see that. This is hilarious. 15 neutral. I think it's my shade. And so what was I saying about the I was talking about kindness, and also talking about your response to things. That was the last thing that I was talking about. So your response to things. So if an issue arises, I got all turned around getting the foundation. If an issue arises in the workplace, and I'm just going to go over my underpainting, and you're going to say, you did all of that work just to go over it with foundation. Let me tell you, it makes a difference, because all of that underpainting work still shines through. It still shines through, even though you put on foundation. It looks like you're glowing from within. So when an issue arises at work, oh, this foundation is so good. See, you can still see that dimension shining through. Ooh, my bags are bagging. That's okay. We need more sleep this week so that we don't. Are you the person that is all of a sudden messaging everybody on Teams and, you know, what is going on? Can you believe? Are you that person? Let me tell you what that does for you. That creates a lot of discontentment. Creates a lot of discontentment. Don't do that. I had a teacher in elementary school. She was actually my 6th grade teacher and my 8th grade teacher. And she was from Tortola. She was Caribbean. And she used to say, don't be a bring, come, carry, go. I'm just taking my towel and wiping, and I use makeup wipes sometimes for this, just wiping some of the foundation and concealer that got in my eyebrows. And you'll see my eyebrows will pop right back out. And I'm gonna let my foundation dry and set a little bit. She used to say, don't be a bring, come, carry, go. Don't be that person that's keeping up mess and drama and can you believe and all of that stuff. All it does is breed discontentment. And this is why you don't like your job. And now you're complaining and why? Or when an issue arises, are you that person that curls up into yourself and say, oh my God, you're the catastrophizer. You know, oh, the world is coming to an end. Why do we have this problem? Oh my God. You know, you become crestfallen and just, oh, I can't, and why me? And that also breeds discontentment in a very major way. Or you can be this person. You can be the person that is the problem solver. It's like, oh, we have this issue. I hear this issue, not ideal, not the best. What is it that we can do to solve it? What are some ways and things that we can do to create solution in this case for this issue? And if every time that kind of issue comes up and that is your response and immediately you leap to action solving problems, who do you think is going to be promoted? Who do you think is going to be the person that's making more money? The person that's sitting around complaining, making themselves miserable, or the person that solved the problem? The person that started to put into action the things that need to be solved, and if you are a person of faith. As I am, the best thing that you can do, the first thing you should do when an issue comes up is pray and ask God for the solution. So I have found when I do that and I sit still and I ask God, oh God, this terrible thing has come up. I don't know how we're going to solve it. It looks bleak. It looks difficult. It looks hard. I don't even have the right words to say. Just ask God and He will drop right down in your spirit what you need to do, how you need to move, what you need to say, and what to do next. He'll give you all your ideas. If the Holy Spirit is in you, every impression that you need of what to do, He'll give you. Don't throw God out of the window just because you're in the workplace. In fact, that should be governing your tongue and how you speak to people, what you say about those that are leading you, whether they're people of faith or not. The Bible talks about how we should honor and respect those that are our leaders and how we need to say and do things. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. So people say, oh, kindness, that's not my thing. You know, people are going to walk all over me. Isn't our goal to be more like Christ for those that are Christians watching this? That was me tapping on the powder. I'm going to get a little bit more out than that. And I'm using the translucent honey. Laura Mercier. Finely milled setting powder. Every time I try to get the little triangle sponge from Sephora, it's sold out. I really want that sponge for because the triangle fits just perfectly. With the Laura Mercier puff, I use the puff, I do. I have to bend it to make the shape, and I'm just gonna press. You know, that should be, the Holy Spirit should not only just be giving you ideas and impressions, but it should be governing your tongue. And honestly, all of that talk and all of that gossip and all of that stuff, again, I'll tell you, it makes you discontented. No one else. So it's important to just guard your tongue. I think I've been rambling on that point, and I said that, but it's so important. So you want to be the one to come forth with the solution. The more you show yourself to be a problem solver and not a catastrophizer, oh my God, what are we going to do? The more you will elevate. Because the truth is, and I heard T.D. Jakes say this, the truth is the higher you go, they're not hiring you for what you know, they're hiring you for conflict. Are you able to be a problem solver? How do you handle tough situations? If you have a can-do, good attitude, it's like, okay, that fell through, so we can do this. Okay, that didn't work out, so now maybe we try this. You're still trying to get to the same result. You're still trying to get to the same result. If you're a person to keep pushing towards that result, you're going to see more money in your pocket. If you're a person who knows when to keep your mouth shut, sometimes you just need to close your mouth, sis. You don't have to say everything that's on your mind. You don't have to say everything that you're thinking, so that when you do speak, it has impact. It has meaning. When you do speak, people are waiting for your word on things. There are so many times when people say, oh, we need your brain in the room. We need your thought, your head on this. People will, call me up on Teams or chat me up. Come, if I'm in the office, come by my desk, talk to me and say, I need your insight on this. Why have I become that go-to person? Because I keep my mouth shut at the right times and I solve problems. When someone tells me things, I know how to keep things confidential, and I know how to drill down to what is the real kernel of issue here and how do we solve that? I think it makes people feel good to keep up the drama. It makes them feel important to keep up the drama. Your esteem and how you feel about yourself is a big part of this. If you feel like you need to be the center of things or that sort of thing, a lot of time you can be the one that, well, let me tell these people what I know and what I think about this. Wrong move. You're going to stay at the same level. You're going to have issues with the people that you work with. You're going to be discontented. In your work. You're going to hate your job. Right? I'm going to just start to dust this off. I'm going to use the Dior contour today. The only thing I don't like about this Dior contour, I think the packaging is pretty, but the packaging is white. And if you have brown makeup, mine is now tan. It's just not, but I do like the fact that it has this, I guess, what is that? A faux leather, and it's quilted and it's stitched. And the Christian Dior logo there. Let me hold it this way. It's faux leather, it's stitched, and the Christian Dior logo there in silver. Love that. But this was white. And you see now it's tan because my makeup is brown. So I would love if they did this in black or even a chocolate brown or even a color, just so that it wouldn't look so naturally it's going to get full of makeup. And I'm doing this pretty lightly, and I didn't put much on my brush. But for blush, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty. It's an orangey salmony color. Cannot read the label. I'm a brown skin girl and I love orange blush. I feel like orange is our pink. So it looks so natural on us. I could leave it right there, and I would leave it right there if I were putting this on to just be out in the public. That would be enough. That would be fine. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of the, I don't even know if they still make this. This is the Milani Coral something child. I can't read the second word. I'm going to intensify it with a little powder blush. And this is an orange blush as well. And I'm just going to add to that just to make it last longer. Putting that powder on top of that cream product. I think I'm gonna do an eyeshadow today because I'm just not in the mood. So I'm just gonna actually just put a dot of that Rare Beauty and just brighten up my eyelids right now with that, and that will be just a nice brighten up. It's pretty natural looking. We know it's not natural. We have on a lot of makeup, child, but pretty natural looking. Which sometimes the key is to get, I'm dropping things over here, but sometimes the key to get that, I'm cleaning as I go too, that natural look, you actually need a lot of makeup. You know, people will say, oh, that person has on a lot of makeup, and it's because their makeup is bright and they probably don't even have on that much. A lot of times to get a really natural kind of look, you put on a lot of makeup. Okay, so I'm just using an e.l.f. brow gel because the hairs on my brows, even though they're microbladed, they like to fall down. I mean, the actual hairs, the skin is where the ink goes, but the actual hairs in my eyebrows, I just need to paste them up a little bit so that they don't fall. Just gives a neater look. Okay. So this is the brow gel. So back to it, while this is all setting up on my face. Actually, let me spray the Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll keep talking about this after I spray. Let's go back to the kindness thing and talk about what that means. Does it mean you don't stand up for yourself? Does it mean that you don't have hard conversations does it mean that you don't speak up on things that you disagree with? No. But it means that you know how to disarm people when you're coming to hit them with the hammer. And I have kind of become masterful at this. People don't know that something has happened to them sometimes until after the fact. No, but seriously, there's a way to say things. You could say just about anything you want to say, but there's a way to say it, right? And if you hone that skill and have that polish, life-changing. Once again, being able to have those hard and critical conversations, that also takes vulnerability. Because I think another reason people are discontented in their job is because all they do is gossip and they don't go in and have those critical conversations. So you're talking, gossiping, because you don't have the vocabulary, the vulnerability, or the courage to go and have the hard conversation. So you can go and have the hard conversation. So you can go and have the hard conversation with a particular person. Let's say you didn't appreciate how they said something to you or how something went. And you say, hey, so-and-so, can we go grab coffee? Or, hey, so-and-so, can we talk for just like, do you have 10 minutes? Can we talk? And you go in their office and you close the door. Or, however you want to do it. And you have the courage to broach the subject with them. And, and it's like, it's not you did this and you should have done this and you, and I, you. Think about the words that you're using. If you're you, I, immediately that person is going to bristle. They're not going to hear anything that you want to say. And isn't your goal to solve the problem? Or is your goal just to get your rocks off and be heard? Is your goal to really create an ecosystem in the workplace of everyone working together and being able to really manage, conflict when it arises, right? So no, you can go in and say, during this meeting, when you said this, what did you mean by that? And then, give them an opportunity to talk about what they may have meant, and say, now I understand, because the way that it sounded to me, or the way that I took that, was to mean that you thought blah, 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 blah. And that was a problem for me. That bothered me. That didn't sit well with me. But now, and if it is what you thought it was, that's another conversation that you can have. But the other thing is you have to have enough respect for the other person to be able to speak. And then you have your opportunity to speak. Always let them go first, even if you think you're right. It's going to come out better. And guess what? They're going to respect you more, even if they don't like you. Anything you want to say in your mind, rearrange it and say it in a way that can be received by the other person. That's also biblical. That's also biblical. The Bible talks to us about adjusting ourselves to people. And it talks to us about how to work with people and how to get along with people and thinking of others more than we think of ourselves. And some people don't want to be that kind of Christian. They want to be the kind of Christian that doesn't do the list of things that their pastor has said they shouldn't do. But they don't really want to be a biblical Christian and really be like Jesus. I'm not going to go there today. They say, I'm going to tuck my Christianity away and I'm going to be Keisha from Detroit. I'm going to be Jody from Chicago today. Think about your coin. Think about your children. Think about your husband. Think about your grandchildren. If you've been mistreated, go through the proper channels. If you haven't been mistreated and it's just adults having a disagreement, handle it as an adult, not as a child. Looking for my mascara. With those subordinate to you, you have a responsibility as their employer. Their professional lives as their supervisor, I should say. Their professional lives is in your hands. That's an honor and a privilege. What do you do with it? Being in charge does not mean that you are lording over people. These are also adults. It does not mean that you are throwing your weight around, even as the decision maker. You are the person that is setting the goals, and you have to be the one leading the charge. And you have to allow people to use their professional judgment on how to get there. They might not do it the same way that you do it. They should be able to bring their ideas to the table. You should be able to collaborate with them. They should be able to come to you if they run into any issues. You have a responsibility to help them reach their goals. When people are working at a workplace they're on their career path and on their career journey, they are not staying with you always. Give them opportunities to stretch and grow as a professional so that it is a launching pad for them for their next step. Wherever they're going next, they should be incredible. They should be better than you because of how you work with them and how you train them. You have a responsibility to help them do their best work. When they come to you with issues, you have a responsibility to take the brunt of that with leadership in your organization and to solve their problem. It's a big responsibility. Some people want to be promoted because they want to make more money and they want to be in charge, but it's a responsibility for those that work on your team. That's the kind of supervisor you should be. And more, we can talk about that in its own video. Right. Creates a high-performing team. And when you have a high-performing team, maybe even the highest performing team in your organization, that's me tooting my horn without tooting my horn. Makes a difference. Makes a big, big difference. This is a NYX lip liner, and I might be able to read the color. Club Hopper, Lord. Not in 2023. But child, in 1999, wait, in 1998, oh yeah. And 99. I just saw my sharpener. Where was it? Here it is. Club Hopper. Not so in 2023. Just sharpen that right up. What you'll find is that people will listen to you more. People will ask what you think more, and you'll be at certain tables more. You'll have a lot more opportunity with these things that I'm saying. And if you're not keeping up that energy that I was talking about, that negative energy, you'll be happier. Because really, I gotta be contented. I gotta be happy. I gotta be. That matters to me, how I feel every day going to work. I've had those jobs where you're up all Sunday night because, you just can't get to sleep because you don't want to go to work. You don't want to go. You hate it there. I've been there. But these are some of the things that keep you contented. You working towards your mission, you understanding why you're there, you playing your position, you not overworking yourself. Don't overwork yourself. Don't be a workaholic. Set boundaries. You're going to be so much happier. Let me step out and get a lip gloss, and also I'm going to put on my lashes and we'll be done. What is life-changing is working on your own self-confidence and self-esteem. That will help you. I think I'm going to put on a touch of this is old school. This was wasn't this Missy Lynn's highlighting palette? Child, so these colors inside, I like these still. I still use this. I think I'm gonna go with this one down here. I use all of these at different times, just depending. Nobody can control your feelings but you. These are the lashes that I wear a lot, probably pretty exclusively. Once in a while, I'll try something else, but this is what I use. I use the Ardell Wispies. What I like about them is how thin they are, and I also like how the length. Let me bring this up closer so So you can see a thin band, pretty good length, wispy, not a length that doesn't happen naturally in creation. No offense to my girls who wear the caterpillars and the long fluffy lashes. Y'all go ahead, y'all look good. But for me, I've never had particularly long lashes. I haven't ever had really full eyebrows, which is why I have the micro shading. But I do want a lash that could possibly be my lash. Even though everyone probably knows they're not real, but it's still a length that's not too crazy. So I'm actually going to be using the Kiss. Okay, so it always depends. So sometimes I will put glue on these, and when I do, I use, when I put glue on the actual lashes, I use the Super Stronghold Clear Envy glue. And if I need it to hold all day, I'll put that on, and then I'll put this on. But I'm just gonna put this on. And this is a lash adhesive. And what I like about it is you can put your lashes on kind of right away and it automatically allows them to stick. So, and frankly, when you're putting on your liner. So this one also comes in clear, but this is black, so it goes on like a liner. So I like this also because it gives me a little liquid liner as well as being a lash glue. And I'm impatient and I like it because there's no waiting. So I'll put on, 2 coats, sometimes 3, just depending on what I need. And then I use my fingers. Is that bad? That's what I do. It's easier than the tweezers to me. And see, it sticks immediately. And I just put them as close as I can to... Now, if I had put glue on these, before I even started doing my makeup, I would have glued these. Put the glue on the lashes so that by the time I'm doing it now, at this point, the glue would already be dry and tacky on if I had put glue on the lashes. So much better when you look down into a mirror and put them on. Ultimately, in any relationship, also I've been married for 21 years, and this is a marriage too, folks. You determine your own experience. It's really not about the other person. And it's by the stories that you tell yourself and the narratives that you build up. And what you believe the other person to be doing. It's none of our business. It is none of our business. The only thing about doing this with your hands is it does get sloppy. But that's why we wash our hands. We can wash our hands, no problem. Stop blaming outside circumstances for how you feel. Once you start to better control how you feel, there's no situation you can step into in life where you're unsatisfied, unless it's glaringly something wrong going on. But a lot of times, folks, it's us. A lot of times it's us. And your workplace hired you not to just fit in with them, but because you are unique. I want to say this clearly, because I don't believe in code switching. I don't believe in tamping down my blackness. I don't believe in, talked about Keisha from Detroit. You can be Keisha from Detroit. You should be. That's who you are. But it doesn't mean that you need to square up. Doesn't mean you need to bring that element. But be who you are, folks. I believe, I didn't tell you what this was. This was a NYX Butter Gloss. And this color is, look, see, here I go. Ooh, child. I'm gonna put on my glasses and link all this stuff below. This color is called Ginger Snap Biscotti. That sounds actually good. No, Ginger Snap. Let me tell you why I said Biscotti. Because I saw that the next word started with a B-I-S. And I think that's just French. It's biscuit. I think it's in French and in Spanish underneath. But Ginger Snap is the color. That's funny. Oh, that's pretty. I like the NYX Butter Glosses. Get you some. They have all kinds of really pretty colors. That's nice. That's like I see why they call it Ginger Snap. It's like coupled with this dark brown, almost burgundy liner that I put on. This is giving like a toasted brown kind of color. Pretty. And that's the makeup, folks. That's all we're gonna do today. And I'm gonna try to shoot a couple more videos. I like to batch my content, so we'll talk about that. I hope this discussion was helpful. Let's talk about this down below in the comments. Because I was coming off the cuff. There might be things that I need to clarify or things that you might be interested in me going deeper on. And so let's talk about them and let's share tips with each other. Let's build a community where we're helping each other do better personally, professionally, and all of that. So I look forward to talking to you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.